Does the rain this late in the season worry us? And what does it mean for South Africa's summer grain and oilseeds production conditions, given that we are now at a stage where the crop is maturing? And in fact, in various regions of our country, folks have already started harvesting their summer grains and oilseeds. And remember, last year, which was the 2024-25 production season, it rained quite a lot until the end of April. And even then, many of us were already raising concerns about the quality of the crop to an extent that when the harvest started, there was a crop that was actually a second grade, was much bigger than compared to the previous season. If you look at the grading of the quality of maize, what we call, for example, on white maize, the WM2, which is the grade below the top one, it was slightly bigger than the previous season. And part of the reason were these rains that were widespread across South Africa. And there were also slight quality issues even on all seeds, sunflower as well as soybean. So what does it mean for the current season? And I think in the current season, though, we must appreciate that the rain is not as persistent as what we saw last year. It's been raining quite a lot, but it offers gaps whereby there are periods of sunshine to dry out that particular rain. So I'm not, at least at this point, hearing a lot of people that are as worried about the quality of the crop. But I think if it continues to rain for some time in this pace this month, then those are some of the concerns that folks will start having. And remember, the last season was also late by a month and a half. So there was that in our minds to say perhaps we're not as worried about the quality of the crop because the crop is also late in the season. But this time around, in various regions of the country, folks planted on time. So the preference for us would be that it is nicely dry this time around so that the crop matures and those who have to harvest, they can begin and continue with their activity. And remember, South Africa is also at a time where we are expecting, at least from a volume perspective, to have a large summer crop. The estimates are that we will have about 20.8 million tons of summer grains and oilseeds for the current season, which is the 2025-26 production season. And that's the largest crop on record. I mean, think about maize. Maize is about 16.8 million tons of that. It's a record crop. And as a country, we consume about 12 million tons of that maize. The rest of it will help us a lot for exports, but also to have a large carryover stock as we are entering what possibly could be the drier period as we enter the El Nino season from the 2026-27 production season that starts in October this year. And even on soybeans, we have a largest soybean on record, which is about 2.8 million tons of soybean that we're expecting to have as South Africa. So that also enables us to have quite nice stocks as we go into the next season. So these rain then that we are seeing across the country, they may not affect per se the volume, but I think if it continues to rain quite some time, we will start worrying about the quality of that particular crop. So for now, we're not hearing a lot, but it's something that is certainly on top of mind when we are thinking about what we prefer at this time around. But I will say though that the upside also of rain, the side, because it's not that all things are bad, is that when it rains, and it rains until this period, we start, remember, our summer crop season in October, going all the way then into the following year. When the folks start to plant, I think the soil moisture in various areas of South Africa will be healthy. So even if we enter the El Nino period, if we receive rain on time, it will actually arrive at a time where the soil moisture is still very good. Then we could be able to have a decent season. So these late rains are actually placing us in a better condition for the start of the 2026-27 production season. But we will be happy about that to the extent that we don't have a damage on the current crop that we are seeing, we are having on the ground this time around. So that's the perspective at which we are looking at this rain. So I don't think we should worry at the moment, but we should just monitor to see how much rain we'll receive in the couple of days. But we prefer at this time some nice weather so that the crops can dry up and the folks can harvest. And of course, the next season, we will comment more about how severe the El Nino will be as we come closer or approach the planting period. But for now, the estimates are there that we are heading towards an El Nino season in the 2026-27 production season. And about how intense then that El Nino, we will know then. But the soil moisture will certainly be better when the season starts.